Hi everyone, this is Christy Rich. I am a holistic healer, I am a clairvoyant, I am a medium, and I am an empath. And in my last video, I started to talk more about being a medium. This is something I haven't been talking about very much lately, and I believe it's very important because my guides have been so talkative. They've been so very talkative with everything going on right now with the coronavirus, and they really want to empower us. There is so much fear being spread, there is so much overwhelm, and there are a lot of misconceptions about the coronavirus. So they want to clear that up for you and they want to empower you. So first of all, today I want to talk about mind over matter. This is a term that we have heard. This is a term that's very, very powerful, and it's very true. So our mind is very powerful. Sometimes we don't give credit to how powerful we are, right? We feel like we are sometimes victims of circumstance, that things happen to us, that random things happen to us, and then we have to react. But we don't realize that we have so much power within us, so much power just from our mind, from changing our thinking. Okay, so today I want to empower you. I want to empower you to change everything that you're learning and listening to about the media right now, because the media is trying to spread fear. They're trying to make you feel small. They're trying to make it seem like this is some sort of chaotic experience that's happening that doesn't make any sense, that there's no rhyme or reason why the coronavirus started. It's just a chaotic illness that randomly happened, and now we're scrambling to try to figure out what to do and how to create a vaccine. But as I mentioned in my first video, there is always a reason. There's always a root cause to every illness, and it's very important to understand it. And a lot of times, with Western medicine, there is a lot of confusion about illnesses because they do not look at it holistically. They do not view it with the mind, body, and spirit. They only see the physical symptoms. They only look at that, and because they only look at one part of the picture, they do not see the whole picture to develop the understanding. So I really want to encourage everyone to embrace holistic healing, holistic health and wellness, which is mind, body, and spirit. But let's go back for a minute to mind over matter. So I'm sure a lot of you have heard of people who have taken a big leap of faith, right? Such as walking on hot coals, right? That seems impossible. How can you walk on hot coals without burning yourself, without it being excruciating pain? But yet, there are many people, I even have a friend who has walked on, actually two, I know two friends who have walked on hot coals, and they are fine. They did not suffer terrible burns. They were able to walk across and felt empowered. So how can they do that? How can they walk on something that we know is so hot, that is so harmful, that should burn their flesh, and yet they were able to do it? Mind over matter. Some of us may have heard of monks who sit out in the freezing cold, wearing hardly any clothing. And yet, do they freeze? Do they shudder? No, they sit there in silence and they seem not to be cold. How is that possible? How is that possible in freezing temperatures that you would need a scarf and a hat and coat and boots and gloves, that these monks can go out in their simple clothing and not be cold and not be shivering? Again, mind over matter. So these are just a few instances that show how powerful our minds can be. And I personally have had an experience with mind over matter. I had a debilitating illness for 15 years. For 15 years, I was very sick, excruciating pain. Okay, I had every symptom imaginable. I had digestion issues, I had migraines, I had food allergies, I had insomnia, I had everything you can imagine. It was a hard time. And I was even told that I would never get better. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. There is no cure. Doctors said I just had to accept it. I just had to accept that I wouldn't be able to work like others, that I wouldn't have a life like others, and that was the best they could do. They had tried everything. But I didn't accept that. I knew there was something else in my life, that I had a bigger purpose than to simply be sick for the rest of my life and to just tolerate it, to be told that that was my fate. So what did I do? I practiced mind over matter. Mind over matter, and I told myself that no matter what the doctor said, I would be well. I would overcome this. I was my spirit and not my body, and I would overcome it. I didn't know how. I didn't have the answers, but I knew and I trusted. So finally, years later, when finally I found a doctor who believed me, that there was something physically wrong, that it wasn't just fibromyalgia, that there was a root cause, and it was heavy metal toxicity. He found it in the blood results. That finally, once I was given a diagnosis, I said to myself, I would be well in 1 month. 1 month, and 100% naturally, because they wanted to do chelation therapy, which is very costly, dangerous, and has horrible side effects. I mean, horrible side effects. Brain damage, paralysis, even death. So I decided that I didn't want to go that route. I would heal myself naturally. And again, mind over matter, I told myself I would be well in 1 month, just 1 month, that I would do it 100% naturally. And I did. I looked online, I did Google searches, I found out food and supplements I could take every day, and that naturally chelated, drew the heavy metals out without any side effects. And within 1 month, mind over matter, I had gone from the highest levels they'd ever seen, the highest levels of lead and mercury, down to zero. Zero, nothing. How is that possible? They thought it was a miracle. It was mind over matter. So what we must do with the coronavirus is mind over matter. We can listen to the news, we can be fearful, we can see how the numbers are growing, we can see how cases are in our own towns. That doesn't help us, okay? It doesn't help us. What does help us is realizing that we are powerful, that we can do this mind over matter, that we can decide that we are going to be healthy, that we can take precautions, that we can empower ourselves. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about, a lot of people are talking about, well, what about those who have weakened immune systems, right? We can say, okay, we're going to be empowered and we're going to take precautions and we're going to boost our immune systems, or we're going to do the social distancing, everything that we're told. But what about those with weakened immune systems? A lot of people have this fear that even if they don't get sick, if they do develop the coronavirus and are tested and said, yes, I am positive for the coronavirus, but they don't have any symptoms, not everyone has symptoms, then what if they then pass this on to someone with a weakened immune system and get them really sick? Okay, so in my first video, I talked a little bit about this, what we can do to prevent us getting sick from the coronavirus. That is one, to make sure we have a very high vibration. So that means releasing fear, releasing overwhelm, releasing stress. Okay, even if you're just stressed about how much work you have to do, or you don't know how you're going to make money right now, that is weakening your immune system. It doesn't have to be about fear of the coronavirus and getting it, just simply being stressed out weakens your immune system. So very important that we are proactive to make sure we keep ourselves high vibe, whatever that means for you. It means listening to music for some people, it means exercising for others, it means talking to a close friend on the phone for some, but whatever you can do to make yourself feel good and high vibe is what you need to do. And then you need to boost your immune system. Okay, we can all take measures to boost our immune system. That's not taking medication. Medication always lowers the immune system. It may treat conditions, but it always weakens the immune system. So how can we do this? Through food, through eating good quality food, fresh fruits and vegetables, organic produce, okay? We need to go with organic, not processed foods. Do not eat sugar. Do not handle products with a lot of chemicals. And that can be cleaning products, that can be hair products, that can be body products. All of these weaken the immune system, okay? So eat well and be very conscious of what you put on your body or in your air, okay? Very, very important. So let's go back to those with weakened immune system. So as I said, if you are taking the proactive measure to make sure you're high vibe and that you are with a strong immune system, you cannot get sick. But as I mentioned, it's a combination of the two. Both being high vibe and having a strong immune system will negate getting sick and developing any illness, including the coronavirus. But if you are very strong immune system, you've really been eating your greens and having your smoothies and doing all the good habits that are very important for health. But again, as I said, you've been feeling sad, or you've been feeling overwhelmed, or you've been feeling stressed out. That weakens your immune system. So even if you're doing all the great things with your health and you're not taking care of your mental health, that can create the ability for you to attract the coronavirus even if you don't have symptoms. So that's why some people don't have symptoms, is because one of the two is very strong. Either they're very high vibe or they have a very strong immune system, but they don't have the other one as strong. Okay? So if it was very weak with both, yes, you can contract it, but if you have one that's off, you can still contract it but not have the symptoms. But the empowering thing is that even if you contract it, even if you have it, you should then take the measures to still boost your immune system. Take your vitamins, vitamin C, zinc, eat your fresh produce, eat your greens, stay away from sugar, and then you can boost it up so much that then it will go away. Then you cannot pass it on to anyone else. Okay, so let's go one more time to those with the weakened immune system. Sorry, it's hard for me to say that quickly. So for those, again, it's very important to educate them that they need to keep high vibe, whatever that means to them, listening to music, anything. They don't have to be energized. When I was very, very sick with my illness, I was not energized. I was debilitated. I was in terrible, agonizing pain. And I could not exercise. I could not do jumping jacks. I could not do a yoga routine, but I could simply do a walk. So that's all I did. But what I want to make clear is it's not about energy, it's about vibration, which is different. So they have the ability to still change their mindset. And how can they do that? They can, like I said, listen to music, or they can meditate. So meditation is a great way to raise your vibration, and it's very easy to do. Okay? There are meditations with mantras. There are meditations that are guided visualizations. So all you have to do is imagine. There are meditations with specific breathing techniques of holding for a certain count and breathing for a certain count, inhaling, and breathing for a certain count, exhaling. Okay? Many different types of meditations, but anyone can do a meditation. Even watching the sunset or the sunrise, that's a meditation. Watching water boil is a meditation. If you're really focused, if you are not being distracted by anything else, and you can just focus on that one thing for 5 minutes, that's a meditation. So just about anyone should be able to do that unless they're really in survival mode, just trying to live breath to breath, okay? So encourage those with weakened immune systems to meditate. And that can be as easy as doing deep breathing, inhaling and exhaling. You can even guide them through that. You can talk to them on the phone and teach them how to meditate, teach them how to breathe deeply. You can also send them love. You can talk to them over the phone. And yes, you can even see them in person. If you have very high vibration and if you know your immune system is healthy and that is taking care of yourself, then you can visit them. Okay? But if you know you haven't been taking care of yourself, you haven't been sleeping, you haven't been eating the good food, you've been eating a lot of junk food and fast food, then you shouldn't visit someone right now with a weakened immune system. But if you are healthy And healthy is not just not having a cold, but having a strong immune system, which is slightly different. Then you can see people with weakened immune systems right now. I know there's a social distancing. I know a lot of people think that's taboo, but we must be very careful because there are people who need our help right now. And this is not a time for us to ignore those who need help. There are people who are elderly, there are people who are disabled, there are people with weakened immune system. We must still help each other, okay? So if somebody calls and they say that they really need your help, help them. Please help someone who's asking for help. Don't say, I can't help right now because I'm quarantined, I'm doing social distancing. There's always something you can do to help. So perhaps if you are still going out and grocery shopping, maybe pick up something for a neighbor who can't get to the grocery store right now. Or maybe call someone to check on them and see how they're doing. Just a simple phone call can mean so much to someone, can really boost them up. Okay, so please, please, please do not ignore those in need. And please teach those not to be afraid to be around those with weakened immune system. Again, if you are taking care of yourself, you cannot get them sick. You cannot. It is the law of attraction. If you are high vibe and if you have a good, strong immune system, you cannot get sick. It's only if you have a weakened immune system and low vibration. Okay? So I know that Western medicine doesn't like to teach you that, but again, Western medicine is all about the symptoms only. They do not teach you about the emotional aspect of illness, and that is part of illness. And that's why this illness is spreading so quickly, because there is so much fear and overwhelm, which spreads illness because it weakens immune systems. Okay, so I hope this is very clear. So please spread the love. Please spread the love to your loved ones right now. Reach out to them, see how they're doing. Teach them that they can meditate to help them to prevent contracting the illness, to help them to raise their vibration, and also encourage them to eat good quality food. I know a lot of people are stressed out, so they're going for the junk food, they're going for the cookies, they're going for the candy, they're going for the alcohol, but that's not a good idea if you wish to boost your immune system. Okay, so I hope this is clear, and I also want you to know that I am offering free meditations right now. So if you do not know how to meditate, if you are feeling stressed, if you're feeling worried, if you're feeling fearful and just not yourself, then please come and join us for a live meditation. Meditations will be in my private Facebook group, Empowered Joyful Empaths. So it's a group for empaths, and it's a very high vibe supportive group. So it will be 6:30 this Friday, and I will continue to do them weekly. So I want to be there to support you and to offer you something free as a resource. So please share this video, share this information, and let me know if you have any questions, because the most important thing is that you understand, that you really understand what to do to protect yourself and to help others as well. There's a lot of misinformation going on. There's a lot of fear going on. So I want to help dispel that and to end that confusion. So again, this is time for us to feel empowered because there are steps that we can do. We are in control of our health because we get to decide how we feel. We get to decide our vibration, and we get to decide what we put into our bodies as far as food, as far as medication, as far as what we put on our skin, on our hair, on our air. All of this can contribute to our health or to having a weakened immune system. So this is a time for us to be really mindful, really letting food be your medicine and realizing that you have the power. You have the control, okay? So let this video empower you, and please share the information. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.